Hey, welcome back everyone. So I just finished rewatching the Hook movie again for the first time in probably 25 years. I actually used to own it on VHS and it was one of my favorite go-to movies growing up. I basically grew up with Robin Williams movies, Mrs. Doubtfire, Jumanji, Jack, and he made quite an impression on me as an actor, and I guess you could say he was like my own personal liaison into Hollywood. So, if you know me, you know Robin Williams is definitely one of my favorite actors. I've been watching a lot of his movies, catching up on a lot of the ones I haven't seen. One of the reasons I like him, without going off topic here, is because I think he's very versatile as an actor. A lot of people know him for his comedy shtick, but he does really well with like serious roles, other roles that you wouldn't expect. So Good Will Hunting, Dead Poet Society. So he's definitely it's his reason in his role in the movie is definitely one of the reasons why I enjoyed Hook as a kid. But let me start with some brief and interesting facts about the movie before I dive deeper into the themes and messages about Hook. And then I'll go into the pinball portion. So Hook released in theaters in December of 1991, and it was directed by Steven Spielberg. Now, I did not realize that until today, reading the Wikipedia article on it. When you watch these movies when you're young, you don't really, think about directors. You don't really think or care, to be honest. At least I didn't. I just fast forwarded to the credits most of the times, and I just cared about the movie. So kind of interesting to see his name pop up. But apparently, Spielberg had a personal connection with the Peter Pan myth, because his mom would often read to him the story of Peter and Wendy, which was a novel from J.M. Barrie in 1911, which Hook is based on. Hook is actually a sequel to that novel, Peter and Wendy. So that's where Spielberg kind of took this film instead of making it a remake of Peter Pan. Instead of making a remake of the animated film from 1953 or the 1924 silent version, he kind of made his own sequel off of that novel, where Peter is basically all grown up and he has his own family to take care of. But, reading through the Wikipedia article, apparently Steven Spielberg also feels like he is Peter Pan himself. He always felt like he never wanted to actually grow up, but he felt like he had to, he kind of felt like he had to grow up moving into his career as a film director and making it big in Hollywood. So he definitely kind of felt that this was something he could direct, feeling that he could relate to a lot of things and a lot of themes in the Peter Pan story. There's also something known as Peter Pan syndrome, which is like it's like kind of like a psychological jargon. It's not an actual syndrome, but it's basically where you have people, I think mainly males, who who grow up but don't actually feel like they're adults. So you've probably heard that term before. And I also want to say, I also want to quote something that he said in relation to his directing of Hook. And I quote, "I think a lot of people today are losing their imagination because they are work driven. They are so self-involved with work and success in arriving at the next plateau that children and family almost become incidental. I have experienced it myself when I have been on a very tough shoot and I have not seen my kids except on weekends. They ask for my time and I can't give it to them because I'm working." So that's what Spielberg said. And I think that's a good quote because he kind of summarizes what this movie Hook is really all about. This movie Hook really emphasizes the importance of family and making time and prioritizing life itself and not letting things like work get in the way of what truly matters to some people. Let's see what it says here. Let's see, I'm just reading through my notes here. And he's also, this movie that he directed, Hook, was also kind of surreal to him in some ways because he is also a father. I think Spielberg has like 7 kids, all grown now, but his first kid he had in 1985, so it was prior to this movie. So I think I read that he actually released this movie and worked on it later. He put this movie off so that he could take care of his first kid, which is kind of basically what Hook is about. I mean, prioritizing family first. Another reason why Spielberg kind of wanted to work on this film and direct it was because of the relationship he had with his father. So some of his movies, according to Wikipedia, are about the father-son relationship that is sometimes missing in people's lives. And so Spielberg felt that way about his own father. So reading here, another interesting thing actually is that Spielberg planned on this movie being a musical and using Michael Jackson as the lead. So I found that very interesting as well. Let's see here. The film also was relatively successful. It recovered in the box office, but it was largely overshadowed by Beauty and the Beast, that also released in theaters worldwide in '91. Another interesting fact was that Spielberg admitted that he was not too happy of his work on Hook. He actually felt that he wanted his sets to be digital, and he felt that because they weren't, that it ended up, making the film worse. Because at that time in the early '90s, the technology was limited. So if you wanted a set to be as, looking like, like Neverland and Hook, everything had to be physical. And I thought that was actually the reason why I thought this movie is cool, because the sets are just so well designed. And the way they make it feel like Neverland, with the trees and the Pirates Cove looking, the water, it just all made so much sense. So I think that it's interesting to hear him say that, because I think that, yeah, you could have made it look better. I mean, with a digital set, you could have done a lot more things, but having it like a physical set just makes the movie seem a little more genuine. It's also the 6th highest grossing pirate themed movie of all time, just behind the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. So, that's pretty big. Think about the pirate themed movie. The cast was huge, and I think that's one of the reasons why this movie was successful in some ways, because you had Robin Williams and Dustin Hoffman and Julia Roberts. And so I think when I was reading a lot of film critic reviews and news outlets were saying Dustin Hoffman's character as Captain Hook was really good, and I thought that as well. I didn't even realize it was Dustin Hoffman until I read the wiki, because they did such a good makeup and costume design that you just really can't tell who the actor is. But Dustin Hoffman did such a great job that he basically stole the show, and with Robin Williams in there, that's not easy to do. Julia Roberts, a lot of people were saying her role was small in the physical and metaphorical sense. I mean, she was playing Tinkerbell, so her character was small, and she wasn't really, she was just kind of placed in there. A lot of people thought. But something that I wanted to mention was that one of the actresses who played Wendy, her name was Maggie Smith, and because they did the makeup design so well that she looked so old in that movie that I thought that that's actually how old she was. But she's still alive today, and she's 89 years old. So that was pretty interesting to see and to note, because I thought, the way they made her look in the movie looked like she was ancient. So yeah, I think that's most of the biggest facts that I can say about the movie. And now I want to kind of give you my thoughts on it, my personal thoughts. I think it's a great film. Watching it now, years later, probably like 25 years later, I definitely can appreciate it more and get some of the more hidden themes underneath the main concepts. And basically what I got from watching this movie was that this movie really kind of drives a message home about growing up and adulthood. As you watch this movie, you're kind of reminded about the concepts of, adulthood, innocence, and imagination. These are the things that, Peter Pan is all about. I mean, Peter Pan symbolizes youth, imagination, fun, and growing up in the Peter Pan novels is the exact opposite. Growing up and becoming a worker and having responsibilities is something Peter Pan does not want to do. And so as you watch this movie, you kind of think about how in life we all have that free-spirited inner child in us. How we view the world, it's like the possibilities are infinite. And then as you grow older, you kind of we sort of place restrictions on ourselves, and we sort of limit ourselves, not really by anyone else's fault. Kind of we do it to ourselves, really. We think that, we're supposed to take on this role as a quote-unquote adult, and we think that because we're adults, we can just leave our childhood curiosity behind us. And I think that's what this movie kind of gets at, is that it wants you to not forget, that free-spirited child in you as you grow older. And so that's what I got from it. That's why I liked it. And the question I want to kind of end this with now is, why do we grow up? What does it mean to grow up? And do you think that you yourself have lost sort of that spirit that you had as a kid? But yeah, now join me for the pinball portion. Hope you enjoyed this portion of Hook. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the pinball portion of Hook. This table is from Data East, released in 1992, and it was made as a tie-in with the movie. Actually, one of the interesting things about this table is that the concept was first started out, it was originally meant to be for a Universal theme park called Hook, but once the movie released, they got the idea to make this into a game. So one of the biggest things you notice on this playfield is this wind coaster ramp, this 360-degree wind coaster ramp in the middle, which represents the ramp that you saw in the movie in the Neverland scenes, where the Lost Boys are going down the ramp, and that's kind of how they get around. I think they planned for like a tree or something, but it took away too much away from seeing the actual ramp. So Really cool playfield here from Data East. One of the tables that I love to play in real life. I think I was looking on the Pinball map app and some place has it, but it's one of the ones that I love to play. Just a cool table, and it's really cool that I saw the movie to tie this all in. So let's go here. This one is from VPW from a while back. Then you hear the clock ticking. So look at this skill shot here. Skill shot is kind of like the skill shot you have in a couple games where you think on the fourth one is an extra ball. You have a multi-million. Just really cool artwork too. So let's go. Have to crow. So here's the skill shot. Got two. So it wants us to hit the second one. So not too powerful. Wow. Man, wow, that's way too powerful. And it sounds very Data East. Like, it almost sounds like the Batman table. I don't think I've ever played any Data East table before. Just a beautiful table with that skull. You have a kickback. Oh, this table plays beautiful. Oh, come on. Oh, that's funny. The Lost Marbles. That's, I think his name was Toddles. He was one of the Lost Boys. Also, one of the greatest parts about this movie is probably Rufio. Rufio. Oh, come on. Oh, it almost hit the kickback. I thought it was, actually. Skill shot, okay. Third one. I got it. I got the extra ball. That was worth it. I needed that. You have a lot of scoops, too. Okay, where am I supposed to hit? Bangarang! It almost sounds like the voice actors of this table were also the same for Batman. I think it was, because probably this, you know, it's Data East. Skill shot. Oh wow, that skill shot was. Oh, it goes back. Oh man, this is actually a fun table that I've visited a few times, but this is a table I would love to see maybe on Pinball FX one day. Wait, no, this is not a Williams table. Oh my gosh, what am I saying? I keep on thinking this is a Williams table. Because I think it's because it reminds me of Black Rose. Multi-ball. Shoot ramp. Are they screaming multi-ball? Oh, come on! You're losing your marbles and I'm losing my mind.
What do we have here?
We have to go one more time here. Okay. Okay, skill shot. Second one. Second. That's okay. So, if you've seen the movie, you know the strike one is in reference to the baseball scene in the movie. Peter's son, Jack, is a baseball player, so... Highly recommend that you watch the movie if you haven't seen it at all. or if you haven't seen it in a long time, I think it's an interesting movie to revisit. And it takes on a whole new meaning when you watch it when you're a lot older, in my opinion.
Good form.
Good form. It's a difficult table though, I think. Have I even hit the wind coaster ramp once?
You can fly, you can fight, you can...
You can crow. There's a lock. Skill shot each time the ball goes back to plunger. And you have a blue lamp blinking to show it. Oh, come on. Shoot ramp, I think, for jackpot. That's up. 2 times bonus multiplier? Man, that ramp is really tough. Like, I'm legit trying to... Dun -dun -dun -dun. There he goes. It's a pretty long, winding ramp. $5 million. Why didn't I nudge? I thought it was gonna go in the in lane there. Ball 3.
Good form.
Good form. Strike 1. Oh no! I think I did better though.
What do we have here?
Well guys, thank you for watching this Pinball in a Movie presentation on Hook. I didn't want to go too in depth on the pinball, I just wanted to show you it to tie in with the movie portion. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think about the movie or this table in the comments. Till next time, I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for watching as always. Peace!